I selected a Eugenio Suarez because I've been on this road trip now with the Diamondbacks, so I've been kind of locked in on them for the last week. Gino has not had a good week, 2 for 22 with 10 punchouts. The one of those hits was a home run. It is a very pull heavy approach. The idea is to catch the ball out front and bang it in the air. He is susceptible to right-handed breaking balls. And that's kind of where the strikeouts have come from. He also has been chasing a little bit with fastballs off the plate. And I do think that some of that is because he's been pressing. That series against the Astros was one of the Diamondbacks. It was one of those, you know how when you tell yourself, we got to do this, you got to do this. Like this team's stuff winner. They're coming in. We got to win this to stay in the race. And then everything goes wrong. That was the Diamondbacks series against the Astros as they got swept. And so it looked like there were some at bats that he was pressing coming out of his approach. It was a little bit better against Pittsburgh, although he got spun to death by a couple of pretty good right-handers in Bednar and Skeens that got him spinning out front. Listen, he's got tremendous power. I do think he committed an error that helped to lead to the 2 runs that they gave up on Saturday night. It was error 2-run homer. That was the only runs that were scored in the game. He doesn't have much range. I think the hands are okay. He's actually very good and metrically very good coming in on the ball. And so I do think that some of the concerns about his defense are a touch overblown, but it's not like he's going to win a Gold Glove award. He's a pretty accurate thrower. Still, I think he's going to be he's got a chance to be the most impactful bat moved. Clearly a guy with 36 homers and what is it over the last calendar year? It's with close to 60 that he's hit. Like he can change a lineup. I think if he's on a good team, hitting him 5th or 6th gives you the best opportunity. And you've got a guy that can just clean up at the end of an inning when you've ground opponent. Like he's the guy that's going to deliver the finishing blow. Plus, he's an unbelievable teammate. Like I don't know on the handful of or the team photo of the most beloved guys by his teammates in baseball. I think Gino's definitely in the front row of that. So, good dude, good player, having a great season. Had a really rough week, but I think he should be okay. That's the take.
Yeah, and look, I agree with you. I think he'll be the best position player traded. When you're talking about the only people that hit more home runs have been Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and Cal Raleigh. I mean, he has certainly given the power there for them. A lot of teams have been in on him, right? I think the best fit for me is the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds have the young pitching. They're on a roll with Terry Francona. I think they need a big bat if they want to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs if they don't go get a big bat. I think Eugenio Suarez would be there, and a deal for Chase Petty or Cam Collier might be something that's fair for both sides. But we'll have to wait and see how that kind of plays out. The Cubs have been linked, but Shaw's played better, and it seems like the Cubs are more focused on pitching at this point. It doesn't mean it can't work, but everything I'm hearing is Jeter is focusing on pitching above that. Yesterday on the award-winning front office show, Jerry DiPoto was pretty clear that if he can get impact and improve at third base, he will. That obviously was alluding to Suarez, so apparently he's still there, although I think his priority right now is bullpen as well. I don't get the impression the Astros are in on this. They want a left-hand hitter. And so I'm not sure. I know they've been mentioned, but I don't think they're a team that's there right now. And then I've heard people discuss both the Phillies and the Mets. So I don't know where that goes, but they have both been at least mentioned by people. But I think it's going to be fascinating. I would love to see the Reds get him, Duke. Of all the teams out there, what team would you like to see get Suarez, Duke?
Boy, but Cincinnati would be right in line, right, for what they need, what they could use. I'd love to see it there. I think, and I feel like that's the they haven't quite figured it out. I know they kind of get up to 5 or 6 over, and then they fall back to two or three, or even 1 over. Suarez would be such a good fit in so many ways, right? Clubhouse guy too, like that would be almost a perfect fit there. Let's make that happen. I'm with you on that. I like the Reds. I'm not sure I'm seeing quite as good a fit anywhere else at this point. I really thought that the Yankees were a good fit. I do like, McMahon. I wasn't surprised they went down the McMahon route because of the defense there. But after that, I don't know. Is there another fit that you're seeing, Mike, with Suarez overall?
I mean, I think any team that wants to be able to add impact. I mean, they're certainly looking at very few teams that are getting a ton of production out of third base, and I think he's really the only quality one that's left available. So, I mean, I think you hit on some of the names that certainly need that production the most in Cincinnati and Seattle. And Cincinnati has been playing better here, right? So, Cubs, it would feel like it's a little bit more of a luxury. Detroit, they are screaming for him here. Milwaukee, he's a great fit. I know that they've had the little mites, the mighty mites, and the pride and joy of Lake Forest High School. Caleb Durbin performed well, but Gino would change that lineup. They could use some power in it. I don't see the Phillies necessarily going down that road, but those are kind of the teams that I would see at the forefront for him. So, I did think that it was interesting. Dana Brown, I was listening to him with you guys yesterday, and he was talking about wanting a left-handed bat, but I think he also said, I can't remember if it was to you or to Chandler Rome in The Athletic, that, like, listen, they're not going to turn down impact if they can get it, right? So if they can add someone that's going to impact their lineup, they'll do it, regardless of handedness, but they would really love to get a left-handed hitter to play second base. Like, that's the cleanest, right, is that they need that. Yeah. So